Okay, y'all, so excuse the lighting. I'm sorry about it. I have to get this off my chest. I need to talk about this Dahmer situation. I need to talk about this Dahmer reenactment that was just made, that was just dropped decades later after the whole situation even blew up. So before I get to talking about it, before I get into today's video, I just want to let y'all know that I am speaking solely and strictly upon the actors in this video, the actresses in this video, the dialect in this video, the writing of this movie, and solely on that. I am not speaking on real victims, real families, but I will speak on the real Jeffrey Dahmer and the actor that played Jeffrey Dahmer. So, without further ado, let's get into it. All right, so we go into episode 1, and I just want to say that I'm not victim blaming because I am talking about the movie and not the actual victims. Because upon doing my own research, I know and I understand that when you making a movie about a real life situation, sometimes they get away with over exaggerating. Sometimes they get away with under exaggerating. So anyways, I'm just talking about the movie. Okay, so we go into the movie and we're into episode 1. Jeffrey Dahmer is at a nightclub and his first victim is at a nightclub. And it's crazy because in the movie, they start with the last victim. So the first victim was really his last victim, if that makes sense. Like, it's kind of like a lapse in time. They start from his last victim. I don't know how else to make it make sense. That's the only way I know how. So they started with the last victim. Okay, so the victim and his 2 other friends who are gay and black are at a obviously gay club, and Jeffrey Dahmer is there, and they just having a good time or whatever. They meet Dahmer meets them. The other 2 dudes, because Dahmer invites them to his house. Dahmer is like, I'll take whoever will go. Dahmer is with the shit. So the other 2 dudes, they obviously pick up some really weird vibes, so they don't go. The last dude, unfortunately, he just couldn't see. He didn't detect no red flags, but it was red flags off the rip. It was so many red flags. Like, just like I said before, I am not victim blaming. I'm just talking about the movie. But it was so many red flags. Like, okay, Dahmer was weird as hell. Like, I'm not gonna lie, the real Jeffrey Dahmer, he's cute. Like I can see for real him going to a gay club and a black man just like, okay, he cute. Like, I'm gonna go home with him. Like, I can see that, because don't try to act like you ain't never went home like on no one night stand type shit. So I don't blame, like, I'm not blaming the victim, whatever. I've had my share. I'm not even gonna front. And if you get up here front and then I almost stuck up my middle finger, but YouTube would ban me for real. But anyways, let's not front. Let's not flex on him. Let's not judge him. He went home with Dahmer. So when they get to the apartment, first of all, we know something wrong off rip. He walk into the apartment and it smells terrible. It fucking stinks in there. So he's like, ew, what's that smell? Dahmer's like, oh, well, I like pork chops. No. My family sent me a bunch of meat and it must have went bad. I'm saying it in his dialect because he said it so many times in this movie, like, just like that. Like, he just blamed pork chop. So the man is like, okay, well, whatever. So he starts looking around the apartment and boom, another red flag. It's beer cans everywhere, old food everywhere. You got this ginormous fish tank, and the fish tank is dirty as hell. So he's like, I got 2 tropical fish in there, and what it looked like, that's just me knowing I know a lot about animals. It looked like 2 betta fish. Jeffrey also, he said himself, he's like, you're not supposed to put 2 in there together because they'll kill each other. You put 2 betta fish together, which is also a tropical fish, they will literally kill each other. So he put 2 tropical fish in there and they killed each other, and he just like watching them fight. So you kill fish and what? Okay, I'm out. I would have left. First of all, your apartment stinks. It's dirty, trash everywhere, and you like watching fish. I'm out. So he stayed. So I don't know, like, if the man really wanted to take, because at the club, Jeffrey did offer him $50 to just take pictures. So I don't know if the man was like, okay, I just need this $50 right quick, you know. So let me just take these pictures. Or if he was just like, maybe it was something sexual because they both were gay. So regardless, he ignored those red flags. I'm just, in my mind is just twisted. I'm so into it at this point, because how could you, anyways, so Jeffrey fixed him something to drink. Okay, the man takes the cup and he look in it and it's like white stuff floating around the top. Jeffrey put drugs in it. But the victim, the man didn't see him put the drugs in it, so he like, what's this white shit at the top? And Jeffrey like, oh, it's probably just dish detergent. Real nonchalantly. Like, okay, so even if that was dish detergent, why would you drink it? So the man just like, oh, okay, and drunk it. Again, like, help me understand, why are you ignoring all of these red flags? Like, it was so many. So at this point, the man is like, all right, you know what? I'm getting bad vibes. About time. Like, about time. He's just like, I'm getting bad vibes. I think I should go. Jack is like, no. Please don't leave. Which he'd say to everybody. And you'll notice that further, once you get into it, he literally begs everybody not to leave. Everybody always eventually leave because of the vibes they always pick up off this weirdo. If he stopped being so weird, he would be a pretty decent person. Anyway, they struggle. The man's trying to leave. Jeffrey gets the best of them and pulls out a knife. And the knife is like not this really sharp, scary looking machete, you know, like Michael Myers type shit. It's just like the knife don't even have a point. It's like circular kind of, like, it's like I don't know, the knife was not intimidating at all. Listen, I'm a female, 5'5", 150 something pounds. If little Jeffrey Dahmer, who's not buck at all, like, he's not intimidating at all, he's just weird, held up that weird behind looking knife that he held up in the movie to me, I would have laughed at him. I would have laughed like, what are you about to do with that? My thing is, Jeffrey Dahmer is Jeffrey Dahmer. He's scrawny, like, he's skinny, he's little. He's not intimidating, he's not scary. He's very much weird, but he's not scary. If you don't beat his ass and get out his apartment and call the police, like, I'm just like, why you didn't just beat him up? Okay, so anyways, they fight, they wrestle, they tussle, whatever. The man gets out. He makes it out. He's drugged, but he makes it out. Obviously, he wasn't, drugged enough. So he called the police or whatever. The police Milwaukee fucking police department take this black man who is clearly traumatized, put him in a police car, takes him back to Jeffrey Dahmer's house to identify Jeffrey Dahmer. They take him back there, bring him upstairs and all. Like, that blew me. That just blew me because that really happened. That's just not something they put in the movie to make it extra. That really happened. They really did that. So anyway, they take him back to Dahmer's house. He like, yeah, this the man. This is the man that tried to kill me. Arrest him. You think they did? No, this is Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and this was 1991. They didn't arrest that man at all. They go into the man's house. They go into Jeffrey's house, the police officers. The man is like standing outside of the apartment door. He don't want to go back in there. The police asked him to come in. All right, anyways. The fucking police, y'all. The police failed these victims. Anyways, I'm going to get into that at the end. So, they go check Jeffrey's house. They see a whole bunch of weird shit. One thing that kind of stood out to me was the fact that they go into Jeffrey's room, his bedroom, right? And it's a big-ass blood stain on his mattress. Completely ignored it. Oh, okay, that's just normal. So they start looking at everything else. It wasn't until they found the pictures and they found what looked like human bones to make them arrest Dahmer. But the big-ass blood stain on the mattress was completely ignored. Okay, so like I said, they went not back, but they went like forward in time. The first episode is based on Jeffrey's last little whatever shebang, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Anyways, so they arrest Dahmer. They check in his apartment. They arrested him. The man who got away and they brought back to the apartment, he's just in the hallway. He's just like in a trance. He's just like so fucked up. So the neighbor, this is where we learned that the neighbor has been calling about complaints, about smells, about sounds. She's a black woman. She even confronted Jeffrey on like plenty of times, and she called 911. They would always tell her it was nothing. They would always tell her basically to mind her business, like never did nothing about it. This time, when they start finding stuff and escorting stuff out, she's telling them, I told y'all, I called y'all 50s, hundreds of times. But yeah, like I was saying, that's how episode 1 ended. It's basically the first victim in his movie was really his last victim, like in real life. So after episode 1, that's when they go back and start telling this, the story. The only thing I didn't like about this documentary is the time, like whatever the man name is, I can't think of Alfred, that played Jeffrey Dahmer. Excellent. He deserved a fucking Oscar. He is the GOAT. Come to find out, he played in a lot of different serial killer movies. I had to do my research on him. Why can't I think of his name? I don't know. But he played in a lot of serial killer movies and a whole bunch of other movies. He is the bomb. He did that. I'm telling you, he did that. But the directors, great job. The producers, amazing job. The writer, no. It